Welcome back to another episode of Eagles Weekly. Here are your hosts, Brett, Haas, Mac, and Jack. How we feeling, fellas?
We are MFing back. Eagles Weekly, episode 45. I'm one of your hosts, Brett Ryder, joined today by international marketing guru Mac Hutchinson, our ACC athlete Jack Cyberlick, and new co-host, star in the making, Jack Bergamini. Boys, how we doing?
Doing solid, boy.
Doing great now, Brett. Now that you're here,
I missed the past couple of weeks. I've been moving. I sold my house, so I'm moving. Thank you, and moving into an apartment. Maybe this weekend. There's supposed to be a lot of snow, so I don't really know. But Providence. Yeah, I'll be able to walk down to Amp or the Dunk, as many people like to call it. Watch a real New England college basketball program.
Are we sure about that?
They're not much better. Yeah, they're not much better.
Maybe.
No, they're pretty pissed off. They blew like a 21-point lead to Georgetown a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah, Georgetown. Yeah, Georgetown.
I was supposed to go to that game against Georgetown. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Your brother must have been so pissed.
Yeah, my parents went for that game. They traveled to that game from Philadelphia because they always go to the Georgetown game. But
it's a Jack.
No kidding.
Jack, your brother goes there too? My brother goes there.
Yeah, I got a brother and a sister both there. So they were not. Yeah, whole family was there. They weren't so happy.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not ideal, but it's very relatable, unfortunately. We'll talk about it. I think that's later in the agenda, right? But we'll talk a little basketball later on. There was almost a 3-game winning streak, but yeah, I mean, we have some dates. We have some dates, fellas. I think the weirdest part for me, I don't know what you guys think. The weirdest part for me is the fact that we start on the road. I don't know if anyone's done any digging on this, like when the last time BC has started their season away. I think it might have been 2008, I want to say.
Yeah, it is weird seeing that.
They played Kent State in Cleveland Browns Stadium on a neutral site, but I don't remember the last time they didn't play. Oh, I guess Florida State 2 years ago.
Yeah, the start is weird. The start's weird because we're used to a cupcake home opener. And we really don't get that till like week 4 or week 3 or whatever you want to call it.
Week 3. Yeah, week 3. Or the third is that no bye week, right? Before then, yeah.
Actually, the bye week's finally in a nice place. It's kind of towards the middle.
October 11th, right?
Yeah.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah, that's good.
After SMU.
It's rough out of the gate, though. It's pretty rough, to be honest. And
I think the whole thing's rough.
The whole thing's rough.
There's some pros, but there's mostly cons to this. Like the whole only 6 home games really sucks for fans too, because we've been pretty used to getting 7 home slots.
Were fans even going to the games at the end of the season, like this past year?
Yeah, I mean that is also true. But it's just as far as like the strength of schedule, though, you're kind of going against yourself here, and you start again. Cincy, so you got to go to Ohio, get a road test, and then Rutgers. Interesting thing about Rutgers, though, is of course we should probably talk about this. That's going to be the return of Dylan Lonergan potentially at home on 9/11, which probably I believe they announced as the Red Bandana game.
Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
a huge home opener, like one of the biggest home openers we've had. I can't.
Now, do you think they're gonna like boo him?
I don't even know if he deserves boos. Like he didn't.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like Kevin Durant, like leaving the Thunder.
Yeah.
I don't know
Or
if he
t-
deserves booze.
Or even Tommy Castellanos leaving. Like if Tommy Castellanos came back,
He would
next
get
year,
booze because he kind of like
I think he would get booed. Yeah, since he quit.
Yeah.
He quit the team.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
like-
Lonergan. I felt like
you're
was
allowed to
biggest
transfer.
ever.
Like you're, and it's not like he was insanely good or anything. So
Yeah.
he got benched.
There's
Like,
not that much
yeah.
controversy there, to be honest.
Yeah, just,
yeah,
it makes
I
kind of
feel
makes
like
sense.
people are like,
Yeah,
oh
they're
wow.
kind of like, all right, like anyone else in his position probably would have done a similar thing.
Yeah.
So I can't.
I'm gonna boo him
Nice, Brett. I mean,
from the press box too.
you have a lot to. I mean, it's a pretty emotional game if you're going to have on. I don't think we've ever had, and maybe I'm wrong in this, like a red bandana game on 9/11.
No, no.
And then to make it that it's a home opener,
And it's the 25th anniversary, which is pretty. Not I
That's
don't
awesome.
want to say pretty cool, but it's like
yeah,
pretty
25th
special.
anniversary of
Pretty
9/11, your home opener, and then also your starting quarterback last year is returning. I mean, that's a lot. There's so many stories there. So that'll be a pretty epic home opener.
I'm just happy it's actually in September. It's been in late October, November these
Yeah.
past 2 years. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that it's actually
Yeah.
on 9/11, yeah, as you said, it's like super special, and I think that atmosphere will be awesome. Like I'll definitely have to come up
Yeah.
for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you'll have a place to stay if you need. I'll be in
Thank you.
Providence.
Oh wow, and you're not that close anymore.
Yeah, but still, we'll take the ride down right down 95.
Sounds good.
Damn, did I just dox myself to the audience? That's crazy.
Yeah, Providence is not that big, bro. I'd be careful. when you,
I know. Shoot. Oh man.
Did you see the new Netflix documentary about the Providence Mall?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't watch it, but I saw.
I didn't
it.
watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I was like, "What the
Oh,
fuck?
shit.
Like, what's this about?"
What's it about?
It's about the Providence Mall. Like,
Yeah, people
Providence
were like
Place.
people were living in it for like years. Apparently, no one knew.
Oh, I heard about those guys. They're like a bunch of artists that like live there.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
shit,
awesome.
I gotta watch
I gotta-
that.
I gotta Google this.
Brett, you
Hold
should
up.
move into the mall.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Hey, you see
thinking.
It's
Yeah.
like a ton of money.
No rent.
Moving to
That's what
Dunk
I'm
No
thinking.
rent.
Arena, Brett. You can find some
Providence,
back
Providence
room.
Place, Netflix. Let's see what we got here. What's it called for the audience? Small Market Apartment, a 2024 documentary about artists who secretly lived inside the Providence Place Mall from 2003 to 2007. They lived there for 4 years. That's hilarious. And that's when like malls were like banging, you know what I mean? Like people were like hitting up malls.
Busy as
Like,
hell. Yeah, that was the place
Yeah.
to be.
yeah. So like that's good for them. I wonder what they're up to now. And probably, I guess you got to watch the documentary to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta watch.
We haven't seen it.
I got to watch.
We Netflix sponsorship. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. What do we used to call? What was our old ad spot? Remember?
Bigelow Tea.
Ooh, Netflix, Bigelow Tea, ad sponsors.
Still waiting.
That was we stopped doing that.
Throw
That's
some more
'cause-
sponsors in here.
That's because we didn't. So we stopped selling out. We got to get back to selling out.
I'm gonna sell
Yeah.
a little more.
We got to sell out again. We got to find bigger sponsors than Netflix too. Like Netflix, like when Netflix reached out to us and they were like, "Hey, we're thinking 50 mil." I
Mhm.
responded to the email and I said, "I'm thinking 100,
Dude, quit lowballing me. Yeah.
Yeah.
50 million." Like you got Bill Simmons, you got Pete, what's his name? Big Cat on there. You want to give us 50?
Newton
No.
boy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, big cat, big Patriots fan.
Big Patriots fan.
Yeah,
Local Newton.
Mike
boy, right?
Gualtieri will not let that go.
I know
seen that
he-
come close my
I
time.
know that's always funny when he points that out.
Hashtag
when-
just win.
Hashtag just win. He goes, one time in the press box, real quick, he goes, do people, he's like, did I ruin that? Like, should I stop doing that? Like, are people annoyed
feel
by
serious.
that? Yeah. And I was like, nah, you got to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, this is like trademark now.
He's just looking out for
Yeah.
people.
Just win.
Yeah.
I love when he tags NCAA March Madness. He's like, this is unacceptable. We should be making NCAA March Madness. And it's like a loss to fucking CCSU at home. It's like, buddy.
Gotta get back.
Just win. We don't do a lot of it though.
We do not do a lot of
It
it.
is. It's
But
simple. When you think about it, it's simple. Like just win, and then
No, he's right. Like you talk,
Yeah.
you can talk about all these other things. It's like at the end of the day, if you just win some games,
yeah.
all the problems kind of go away.
Yeah.
I see a path to 6 wins on the schedule.
Really?
Just 6, Brett.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yeah.
Do tell, bro. What's your path?
I mean, you got to start 3-0.
Agree.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think we said that. I think we said that last year too.
We said 5
Yeah.
now, didn't we?
Yeah.
But
Matt, you said like 10 wins last year, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but let me tell you. Even if you lose, let's say you lose to Rutgers or Cincinnati, you have to win the VTech game and go into the bye week 3-1, right? Then it's anyone's game.
5 weeks after SMU.
There you go. So you're hopefully going into the bye week 3-2.
Me too. I see that. And split Cincy and Rutgers, split Virginia Tech, SMU. But SMU on the road is gonna be tough.
SMU on the road is going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we have one of their linebackers, so we have a double agent. You never know.
Yeah.
Florida State. Let's see. Florida State. Not worried.
You're
Duke.
not?
Not about Florida State.
Mm,
Buddy,
Yeah.
they do this every year.
mhm.
Listen, I'm not. I don't think there's
Compared to
any.
the other teams,
There's no lock for us besides the main game. That's how I view this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah. No,
this
for
is
sure.
this is path purposes only.
Path-
Okay.
full
Okay. All right.
path.
Sorry.
Full
because
bad.
we got to win. Now we need to win. We still need 3 wins out of these last 6, right? If my math is mathing,
Yeah, you do, bud.
like we need Duke, who lost their quarterback and their receiver. We need
Did you say
Florida
Pitt
State.
was lost, Brett? Did you say Pitt was lost?
I'd say Pitt's a loss, but
I
like
feel like you need to squeeze that in to get to 6. You got
okay, so squeeze that in, and now we
A
just
home
need two-
game. That's our last home game before you go into a bad stretch. You know.
Now we need 2 wins. So now we need to win 2 out of 3 of Duke on the road, Florida State, and Syracuse at home.
Yeah, 2 or 3 there. Yeah.
There's your 6 wins.
Mm.
Georgia Tech, I don't know. Did they replace Haynes King? I feel like they're probably reloaded.
They got Mendoza's brother, I think.
I think.
Oh, they did
Yeah.
get Mendoza's
They got
brother. They
Alberto.
did. Yeah, so that's a loss.
Well,
Brent-
yeah, who knows how good he'll be, but he could feel pretty good.
He's some Mendoza. He's a
Yeah,
winner.
he's got it in
He's a
blood.
national champ.
Mm.
Notre Dame's gonna fuck us up,
Oh yeah.
And so
and Miami's gonna fuck us up.
yeah.
So there's your 6-6 maybe.
Without diving too deep into any of the games, I would say I fully pretty much agree. I agree with the whole sentiment of if Bill doesn't get us to a bowl, then his job is definitely in jeopardy. And the only path to that happening or getting 6 wins is probably finding 4 wins in that first 6 games. And
Yeah,
then squeezing out probably Florida State and Syracuse or Duke and Syracuse. That's how you get to 6 wins. But that's playing like significantly better than we saw them play all last year. So I don't know. Jack, what do you think initially off this? Because it's a rough schedule. This is a tough schedule.
I think BC, there's a chance they lose all of their away games and they would have to win all their home games. Look at that away schedule.
that's a tough away
So
schedule.
true. That's so true.
And we know this team isn't historically good on the road ever. So
Did they even-
I don't want to make
was-
this like my full-on prediction, but I see like 3 to 4 wins.
Was last year Bill O'Brien's first road win since Florida
Just Florida
State?
State, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes!
The first game of his career or his stint at BC, and then the most recent game are the only road wins.
Oh, that's
Jeez.
tough.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Listen, I'm not saying 6-6 is my prediction. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
No.
it's
Oh, yeah, we're not
January,
Way too early.
but I'm just saying, like, if there is a path
No, you're
to
absolutely
our coveted 6 wins, I think that's it. Like, I don't think that there's.
That's probably the peak, right, Brett? Because like you're sitting here right now, and you're like, okay, we don't even know who the starting quarterback is necessarily. We have a full roster turnover here. They're like going 0-12 and losing to Maine is not out of the question right now because we don't know who the quarterback is. You know what I'm saying? So like that's where we're at. I mean, let's be honest. Like that's really the pendulum is anywhere right now as we're looking at it. And it's honestly, even if you're a decent power forward team and you look at the schedule, pretty rough schedule, you know, and we're not coming from that place, you know.
Yeah.
If I saw the schedule last year, like coming off of the 7-6 season, I probably still think like Matt, you said like this like in a given year is a tough schedule, much less coming off of 2-10 with like a full roster turnover. So like, I really having a tough time like putting any sort of prediction in my mind to get like right now, but. I mean, for all we know, like we could be in the fourth quarter of that main game up 17-14 and they have the ball. Like who knows?
that easily.
But yeah, I think Brett, I
that
think
has
the path
happened.
is you just gotta nail these home games. Like you gotta nail Rutgers, Maine. You gotta find one Virginia Tech and Pitt, and Florida State Q's. You gotta find ways to capitalize at home and at least keep the fan base engaged. Like
2022, we were down like 10-7 to Maine in the first quarter.
I remember that.
It wasn't a walk in the park.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We're a much better team. I would say I like the analysis of the home versus away because at least from the fan perspective, I'm just looking at this as far as an experience, not even wins or losses. But those 3 home games at the beginning of autumn, that's nice for fans. You get 3 home games where it's still warm out. You can have a nice tailgate experience. I mean, that's where we're going to find out if this team is even worth watching or not. But at least you kind of start out with like your 3 probably easiest games, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And then, but yeah, the rest of the home versus away. I mean, I agree with Jack. Like all those away games are like, holy crap. I mean, I think you have like all of them are close to the playoffs last year. SMU, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia Tech, and Duke.
Duke.
Thing is, they don't know who their quarterback is yet, but I mean, he could be a stud.
That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Do you remember last year when when we started 1-2 and then we had Cal at home and it was like gotta beat Cal, can't start 1-3, like have to have it. We're gonna win that game. Bill's gonna right the ship. This or that. They fucking lost.
They should have won.
They should have won.
They really should have won that game.
Watergate threw into a triple coverage at the goal line.
Yeah, that was a tough game to watch after that.
And then we got absolutely demolished by Pitt the very next. That was the next week, right? Wasn't that the Pitt game?
I think Lonergan. I think he had a stretch like between like the first half of Stanford and then even like 6 weeks without a touchdown pass. I think
something like that. Yeah.
He was, like, I think he probably was injured like a lot. I think it's come out.
Yeah.
That's why I struggled a lot. And like, he did come on towards the end of the season. It's like part of the reason why I'm kind of pissed that he transferred. But
yeah.
But yeah, that was tough, man. That Cal game really set the tone for the rest of the season.
That's when the wheels ultimately fell off because of it. There was just no hope from there. It was like 1-3, and then they got that first half against Pitt was like funny. It was like funny watching it a little bit. What was it, like 35-0? Something like egregious,
yeah.
Like yeah.
I didn't watch that game. That was an ESPN check the score game. I didn't watch it.
Yo, yeah. Mike O'Terry in the Instagram comments said #just win boys. Just like
yes, sir. Just win 6.
Only it was that easy.
Just win 6.
I think Mike should be the coach.
Yeah.
Mike would be a great. Mike would be a great coach.
Hype man.
Mike would be a phenomenal coach. What do we got here? What do we got? A little tracker. We got a little tracker action. Let's see what we got here.
Finally, I put the
Look at that graphic.
I put the BC graphic up because I had to update our tracker
Give me 1 second.
daily because I forgot to update that Kevin Humes flipped Rutgers. But this is the final 26. I know me and Jack B, we kind of went over a little bit last week. But 26, good, not great, not bad, pretty good. But a completely new reality for BC football because, of course, we've never done anything like this. And but like we were saying off air before, a lot of 4-stars, a lot of talent coming in here.
Yeah.
And as Brett said at the top, but the biggest question mark is quarterback. But again, full roster, and if you include the freshmen coming in, I believe there's already 8 on campus, and there's another 15 coming. You're gonna have about 48 new players come spring ball in a couple weeks. So, I mean, that's a full new roster here, full roster turnover. Yeah. So, pretty significant.
I do see, and I did miss last week. Apologies there, but there does seem to be a shift in the strategy. Where last year they were kind of trying to find diamonds in the rough. This year, they're successfully landing more Power 4 talent, which is good news to me. What do you, Mac? I'm curious to think. What do you think is sort of the driving factor there? Do you think it's like they're more mature in sort of the revenue sharing phase? They're more experienced in that, or is it Kenyatta? Is it a combination? What do you think is kind of the driving force there?
Well, the ultimate driving force was that they wouldn't have a big enough team to compete next year.
Everyone left.
When you lose 30 players, if you don't get close to that number, I mean, game over. I think that answers at least like the quantity. The quality comes from Kenyatta for sure. I think he cooked really well. I think you finally got a GM in here. I mean, we literally, I don't think, had the operations to pull something off like this until we had Kenyatta and more. So, like the fact that you at least brought in a legitimate person from the SEC, from a bunch of championship level places, this was huge. And again, it takes this off of Bill's plate. It was get me a roster that can compete. And now Bill comes in. This is his job. Now you have a roster. This is your time to develop and get people ready over the spring to the point where we can compete in our conference. Time will tell. That was the whole, mantra of last week, but time will tell if he can pull that off. But at least you have, a roster. And I think the key to that was, 30 guys left. When you go 2-10, 30 guys are going to leave in 2026. Yeah. So at least we had the ability and from a leadership position to at least pull off some sort of a roster that gives us a chance to maybe compete in the spring, in the fall.
And I think it was like a foregone conclusion that, you were going to lose guys like a Reed Harris or a Turbo Richards.
Yeah.
Even, I think losing like Omar Thornton hurts because it's like he was like a 4-star recruit, a 4-star transfer. And then, he was such a contributor on the defense last year. And it's kind of a surprise contributor on the defense last year. So that was the one that actually I think hurt, where it was damn, lost him, but retained KP. That's big. Hopefully they can actually play KP in position next year.
KP Amari coming back.
Yeah.
Wait, Amari's coming back?
No, I think he might be gone. I think we got that wrong, Mac.
Wasn't Amari?
I think Amari left. Yeah.
What am I thinking of then, Jack?
I think we got Amari wrong last week that he.
I'm pretty sure Amari went. I think he went to another ACC school. He went to he had a decent landing spot. Georgia Tech, maybe.
Check my own tracker then. So yeah. But it wasn't Amari. It was someone else in the secondary. But I think overall, like you were saying though, Brett, is that at least you didn't have a full overhaul, but 30 players, I think for people, I think for BC that had always, for fans especially.
He went to Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Oh, he went to Maryland. Okay. Oh yeah.
Good move.
When did we talk about Amari then? I forget when we were talking about.
I think I was on the show when we talked about him 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was a lot of change since then.
Yeah.
But I think just overall, I think now fans have adjusted to the fact that this is like our new reality now. Because
Yeah.
I think for so long it was like we retained, and BC did a great job retaining, and now it's like, I mean, the floodgates are open after you go 2-10, and they probably should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, no one's really safe, right? Like Reed Harris, fun player. You know, kind of I built his whole success around my entire identity. I get that.
Like in a ball out somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but like he's gonna go to Arizona State and he's gonna be awesome. And I don't know that Turbo Richard is gonna be the like. Is he even gonna be the starting running back in Indiana?
They probably have a bunch of guys who can play. It's probably
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for him. But I
Maybe
mean,
he
good
is, yeah.
opportunity. Good
Great
Probably got a
opportunity.
lot of money.
Yeah.
Probably got double whatever BC was willing to pay him.
Mark
So,
Cuban's giving him a nice check.
nice $1 million check
Yeah.
to play for the Hoosiers, which I would too. Shit,
Oh, yeah.
I would too.
Totally.
But with the rest of the guys that they brought in, like good. I won't say like good replacements, like one-on-one. Like it's not like there's anyone on here who you're like, okay, that's a replacement for Reed Harris, that's a replacement for Turbo, this or that. But overall, I'm satisfied with the 26 that they brought in compared to the 30 that they had leave. Like I'm happy with it. It's better than last year. It's better than last year when we were talking about Valparaiso guys and Elon guys. You know, no disrespect and apologies to those programs, you know, Merrimack guys. But it's like, there's a reason why if you bring in 10 FCS guys and only one of them pans out and it's the freaking punter, there's a reason for that. You know, I mean, now, yeah, there's a couple FCS guys on here, specifically the receiver that they just brought in, who's about 9 feet tall. And I think his name, Colgate, and I think his name's Reed too, right? So we got another Reed, we got another Grayson at quarterback. I do see the vision in that, you know, in that respect. So like, I'm happy with it. I mean, it's.
I remembered who I was thinking of. I don't know. I always get Amari Jackson mixed up, but Jaden Skeet's returning. That was the big.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Jaden Skeet. I don't know why I keep saying Amari's name, but yeah, Jaden Skeet's a big.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking deal that he's coming back. Cause like, I kind of felt like, did he play in more than 4 games last year?
He like didn't play. He was
Oh.
out a bunch, came back for Notre Dame, I think, and then was out again. It was the weirdest thing.
He had to deal with the injury last year, but
I kind of just figured that he was like,
I know,
in the
yeah.
portal,
I totally
you
thought he was
know?
gonna be gone.
So,
yeah, same.
People were speculating that he was like not playing because he didn't want to get hurt for the portal, but maybe he was just actually hurt and always wanted to come back.
Yeah, maybe. And it's funny too, because remember his his freshman year in 2023, when we played 4 games, and then the Fenway Bowl was his 5th game, which blew his red shirt. Excuse me. And like going into that game, I was like, there's no way that Jaden Skeet plays the Fenway Bowl because they're gonna preserve his red shirt. And lo and behold, he's out there, and it's like, oh god damn. Hafley's a monster. Can we talk about fucking Jeff Hafley? Did you guys talk about that already?
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. My coach.
Good for him.
Your coach?
My coach.
You claim him?
I'm a Jeff Hafley guy. I like Jeff.
You got
Jeff's
in?
a nice guy.
Hashtag
Well,
get in.
starting to get in Miami. Is that a thing?
Get in.
You see that press conference? He was all fired up. Remind
Won the
people
press
me
I
back.
knew
conference,
he was
baby.
gonna blow that away.
Won the press
Dude.
conference. He
Oh, yeah.
won
He
it.
was tearing up.
He won it.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
If you can't win the press conference, I mean, come on.
He's so good.
Why not? You can win the press conference and go 9-8. They don't care. Not down there.
On a personal level, I'm happy for him. Moving from Green Bay to Miami is definitely a lifestyle shift. I'm sure him and his family will appreciate.
Slightly better weather.
Yeah, slightly better.
I'm sure his family's way happier.
Sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, that was. I mean, I think I kind of saw it developing over the whole like NFL coaching cycle. His name got brought up a ton, but it's still crazy to see. 2 months ago, he's getting run out of Boston College, and now he's running an NFL team. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, I mean, good for him, honestly. He saw the BC ship sinking and left at the right time. And now he's an NFL head coach.
He went
NFL head coach, dude. Fins up.
Dude, he went from taking questions from me and Brett at the Fenway Bowl to now just basically doing his thing in Miami, which is
That
kind
is
of
crazy.
2 years, just 2 years. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Get it.
doing some research. I was curious. It doesn't seem like Dolphin fans are like exactly thrilled, though. There's not a consensus like, of that they're happy about him joining.
I feel like the more and more
That's
they get
okay.
to hear him, though, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, this guy."
Oh, you can hear them all you want. I think it just matters how they actually do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's gonna be a totally different story. Yeah, once they
Yeah.
start losing, and of course they're in a pretty rough division right now. So, but yeah, guys, I think my
I was gonna ask Brett, if you were Kenyatta, would you have done anything different at all in the portal?
Quarter. I think I would have liked. I would have liked to see them get another quarterback.
Power 4 quarterback.
Yeah, with experience. I mean, that's hard. That's a kind of a hard ask. You know, it's like, oh yeah, go get someone that started in the Power 4.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's the starter and had experience. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and he did get a Power 4 guy as well. So it's not like they just didn't get anyone, or they got some 5th or 6th year guy who hasn't started before. So I mean, they got 2 guys that they're intriguing. So I like that. I like the intrigue of them. I mean, Is it Mackenzie Mason?
Mason
Right?
McKenzie.
Mason McKenzie, Mason M, not Mason Madsen.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like if we could chill on the Trinidad comps, I'd appreciate that. But just in terms of like, the intangibles, it'll be intriguing, it'll be fun. And then the other kid, we got another Grayson. So
Where is Saginaw Valley State? Do you guys know?
sounds like somewhere in Georgia. That would be my guess.
South. Hopefully,
Find out.
Hopefully down south.
Take
Michigan.
a look.
Michigan.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
That does sound like a Michigan place.
Yeah, they can play in cold. We've been playing the cold weather. That's good. But yeah, my only thing was from earlier about Jade. I just can remember Jaden Skeet last spring practice, like blowing us all away and us being like, he's the best player on the field. He's the best player on the field. And of course, he didn't like really have much production last year. I just have a crazy prediction that all of BC media is again going to say best player on the field this spring. And then hopefully he actually has finally his breakout season. But I feel like Skeet has always been this massive talent of ours that just hasn't had a healthy situation for him to finally like do his thing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his 4th year in college. It'll be. I mean,
he's got to be the guy.
He does seem poised for a breakout. He'll certainly get targets. So yeah,
I'm
glad that he'll be. I'm glad he's coming back.
Yeah.
Do we want to get to the big news about the NIL stuff that Bill and Rita Perot announced?
Yeah. So,
Break it down.
based what I have understood, and I know Jack, you actually watched the full thing, but at least they finally gave transparency on where the $21.5 or so million from the athletic department's going for as far as revenue share. It's going to be 75% to football, 15% to men's basketball, 5% to women's basketball, and then the rest of the, I believe, percentage to all the rest of the sports. So basically, from my understanding, that's pretty much where most of the other Power 4 schools are. Like pretty much all Power 4 schools around that 75% range for football, and usually around that 15% range for men's basketball. So that's a positive. I don't know your guys' thoughts on that, but then also my biggest question has always been, okay, now you've done the bare minimum. You've done what every other school is doing. Where's the transparency on the NIL? Because I know he mentioned something about $50 million in the letter that we got a couple months ago. The biggest question for me is, okay, now what are we doing beyond that as far as NIL and being able to provide more opportunities for incoming players there? But yeah, that's my initial thoughts. I don't know if there are any other details that I left out, but that's pretty much what I took away from the that interview with John Meter Burrell that Blake James had.
15% for basketball could either be really good or really bad. Time will tell.
Why bad?
I mean, look,
Like you're saying, like a waste of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like we could be talking about a solid 10% that could have been funneled into the football program or lacrosse. And I'm not even a women's lacrosse fan. I just never got into it.
Mm.
You know, hockey too. Like the men's hockey, like it's cool. I go to games sometimes. I enjoy that they win.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
I respect it, but I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagons just because these teams are like incredible now. Like I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair.
I think my biggest question is, okay, this is now the standard, and this is what was implemented. When was this implemented? Because I don't think we got a date on when.
I think this season.
So just starting 2026.
I mean, that wasn't like explicitly said, but I think that was the assumption.
Because that's what what I'm trying to gauge is, okay, whether that is just starting 2026, that's what we're doing, or that's what they just did in the before this transfer portal, or they started that in the 2025. Because I'm trying to look at when will we finally see the impact of that, and how long have we been playing without that? You know, like was all 2024 and 2025 not even close to that max out potential? And then I want to see, okay, a year from now, if this is where we're at, and at least we're finally doing the base of what all other schools are doing, will we finally get back to the point where at least we're competing in games and we're able to win, closer to 6 games? Because I guess, like, for me, we got the transparency on, okay, the percentages, but it's exactly where every other school is doing. And now I'm just questioning the beyond things now and figuring out, okay, what sports need more assets and more funding? And that's definitely football. And I think definitely basketball as well, or men's basketball specifically.
Yeah, it's funny how Mac, we were complaining last week about the lack of transparency, and then days later, Blake James says exactly what we were asking. Oh, okay, this is now it's going to football. This is now it's going to basketball. Yeah, I guess he was listening. But to your point, I mean, about when it started, I don't have an answer. I don't even know if that essentially matters that much. I can't really imagine that much money going to this. I can't imagine that framework in place for last year's football roster and this year's basketball roster. I mean, it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I agree.
The talent level isn't reflected there. Not saying it's not impossible, but I think it's more so like, okay, this is what we're doing now. So now this is the allocation. Now we have this amount of money. What is $21.5 million to deal with? They can go from there. I mean, yeah, obviously we kind of talked about the 5% women's basketball. They're 4-18, 0-9 in the ACC. Not that they shouldn't get that much money, but it's obviously when you have successful programs like men's hockey or women's lacrosse, and they're kind of just thrown into the other, the quote unquote other. And Blake James is saying that, we're just going to follow what every other school does. I think one of the cool things about BC is that they have these programs like men's hockey and women's lacrosse that are super successful that other schools don't even have. So I wouldn't have been mad if Blake James went out and said, yeah, we were kind of maybe, allocating this a little bit differently. Not mad about how it is or anything, but I just found that interesting that he didn't even really mention those programs.
Yeah, so this is I have a little different take here. Like, I think football, okay, you did 75%. That's pretty much what you can kind of max out as far as football. Great. Basketball, men's basketball, 15%. Great. I actually am not against the 5% to women's basketball. If you look at them, they're 4.
No, I'm not against it at all. It's just
for me, I'm like,
so in comparison to those other programs I mentioned.
I think he sees like where other Power 4 schools see that, like, having a good women's basketball team, at least for me too, is like that can really help your brand. You can seriously see that sport taking off, and that'd be huge for the school if they got a legitimate competitive women's team. I know people dismiss them, especially in the BC fans for sure, but like that could take off.
They were pretty solid just a few years ago. It's been rough last few years.
I think, and just to answer your thing, Jack, though, it's like for specifically hockey and lacrosse, which clearly have been historically the most dominant teams, consistent teams at the championship level, I think the reasoning for this is it kind of makes sense as far as I know their NIL more than all the other sports. Like I know that hockey for sure has a consistent donor base that's giving to the hockey team outside of what the school's giving. And they're pretty well covered there. I also think for lacrosse, you're seeing with their new all their new venues and all the different things they're doing there, it seems that they have a pretty good donor base there as well, and people supporting that program. I think what the issue was for sure was that the programs like basketball and football, I think you weren't seeing the donor base in comparison to what other Power Four schools were getting, which is massive checks that BC just wasn't getting compared to other schools, where the BC at least had to step in and be like, okay, we got to max it out, at least for them, to get us closer to that equal playing field. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, just from a realistic standpoint. But again, I mean, I truly don't know the numbers. I'm just doing this based on feeling. I don't fully know the numbers of hockey and lacrosse and all that. I just am kind of basing that off of what I've seen as far as press releases over the past few years when it comes to those sports.
I also think the NIL landscape of a sport like hockey is very much not as regional anymore, but historically regional, like Northeast, and a select number of like Big Ten schools and women's lacrosse, where there's not really as many contenders. I'm sure the NIL landscape is just fundamentally different than what it is for basketball and football. Like with basketball and football, like we know, like, oh, so and so is making in the range of $300,000 this year, probably, or like that's what they're worth. We're like, I feel like there's already somewhat of a hierarchy in place to like, well, what a good quarterback's worth in the FBS. Whereas like, I'm not so sure that exists within college hockey or like women's lacrosse. So like,
no, you're totally right about that. I just meant it like in terms of I found it interesting how they weren't even mentioned like when they were talking about the teams, you know what I mean?
To be fair, I didn't watch that either.
It just means like I just felt like they were being like kind of dismissed when they've had the most success out of like most of these programs, which
and it's like, why wouldn't you want to hype them up? They've been the only success within your department.
But yeah, I mean, Jack, you're totally right that the whole landscape is like completely different, and obviously football.
Yeah,
I think I think they did mention this. If football is successful, then everything else is even more successful.
Money, basically is what they're
yeah.
saying.
It's like an easy example. Like Alabama football, like football has been a powerhouse for a long time. Now the basketball team all of a sudden, funding is more readily available. Like they're succeeding, but yeah, I don't disagree. Like I let's do it that he's that he might have been dismissive. I like to believe that Blake James just might have an understanding that it's a different market and that I hope that he doesn't think they need more than 5% of that $21 million to adequately fund that, which maybe they don't. Yeah. I'm not sure.
And it definitely was.
That's kind of what I like to trust in Blake to do, but we'll see.
I feel like it was just totally a reaction to literally what me and Burge were like talking about last week, which was like fans were not complaining about hockey or lacrosse, or straight up just complaining about football and basketball. And he was just like, I think that was what that interview was really. It was just trying and calm.
Some reassurance. Yeah. Like, okay, we're doing something. Like
we're doing, yeah. And it did a little bit of that, which is great.
Yeah, totally.
I applaud them for sure for doing that. But yeah, I agree. It was a little weird not mentioning.
He probably could have just like literally didn't even think of it, which is totally fair. But I just thought I would point that out. But I think also a big thing about him like releasing these numbers is now there's no excuse really. Like now there's actual pressure on Earl Grant if he's back, or Bill O'Brien. Like, okay, you guys, we all know how much money you have now.
Yeah,
you need to go out and get good players and win games, because if men's basketball you're getting 15% of 21.5 million, like you can't be this. You can't struggle that much. It's going to be hard to justify the losses now and the continued struggle if everyone knows how much money you're working with. Because before, BC probably was working with some of the least amount of money in out of the major conferences, but now everyone knows how much they have at their hands. It's going to be harder for Earl to justify those continued struggles.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that was why I was trying to get at too. Like, okay, when did they start this? Because then
that's a good point.
We can look right back and be like, okay, say they started this funding like in like December of last year. It's like now we can hold whether it's Earl Grant or Bill O'Brien's, feet to the fire and be like, okay, well, since then, have you been able to take that roster and do this? Or say it was at the beginning of last year, and then there's more, I guess a realistic way to be like, hey, this is why you have no excuse, like you're saying, Jack, anymore now that it's out there. Yeah. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think again, applaud the transparency. It was good that we at least have that, and at least can be in the world of where Power 4 is. What was it with you? It was Jack. Remember we talked about the word of when he put out the letter of autonomy, autonomy, or whatever.
Yeah, autonomy.
At least we're like in autonomy of the ACC competitors here. I think we're in the sphere of competition here. But I don't know. At least we got transparency there. But are there other things, guys, that I missed with this interview that I think we still want answers on? Obviously, the NIL is the big one, but were there other things I know fans are chirping about?
I mean, Blake talked about how we're kind of behind in like the third-party NILs, which I'm not going to act like any expert on that, but that has to do more so with like Friends of the Heights and finding like third parties to help raise money. So I know Blake mentioned we're behind on that, and that's how like a school like Indiana has been so successful. Yeah. I think you could look at like someone like Mark Cuban who helped fund their NIL efforts, but so I think BC I guess is still behind there. But Blake did say we've been getting like big donations from multiple people, so it seems like it's in the right direction. He obviously isn't going to say it's not going well, but
are they matching that? Did they confirm they're matching those?
I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I remember like I think Meter asked him about the $15 million pledge. And he's like, that's when he said like, oh, we've gotten gifts of
exactly
125,000, 250,000, whatever.
Yeah.
So hopefully like that donor base or wherever that's coming from can continue to flow. But yeah, I think Jack, like we said, the third party donation is definitely an area for improvement. But so we'll see. Does that include like corporate sponsors? Does that fall under like that third party umbrella that
I would think so. I would think so, right?
Yeah, because I did see I think on Twitter like 2 days ago how the NCAA is going to start allowing like corporate logos on the jerseys.
They haven't already. Yeah.
Eagles Daily
patch. What that's going to look like, but
can we afford that?
Yeah, I don't know. Dunkin' Donuts.
Barely afford the StreamYard account. Yeah, no.
With the Netflix deal, yeah.
But yeah, that definitely that's definitely possible. I think, Jack, where I think corporations or individuals can contribute to that. It's like a fund, basically. I think they're setting up, but that's my biggest thing has been to get transparency on that. I know Mike Galtieri actually asked that to Bill last week, and I've asked that throughout last season about NIL contributions and getting donors and all that. It's never been BC's mantra to be transparent on that stuff anyway. So
never.
I think honestly, this rev share,
that podcast might be the most we're ever going to get.
Probably the most we're going to get, to be honest. I agree with you. But, we'll see. At least we got that, and we'll see. Hey, yeah, you have no excuses. You brought in a GM. You have the max rev share. Like, are you going to win 6 games this year? We just all agreed probably not. But hey,
I love how that's also like the goal now. 6 games. This is where we're at.
Yeah, we're
back. At least to be like you better win at least 6 games. Now it's like
that was like your nightmare. That just
now it's like please win 6 games.
Get to 6 games.
Yeah. 6 games was the nightmare like a couple years ago.
I know. Last year it was like another 6-win season would be like
that was
brutal.
The thing under Halfley, right? It was always winning 6 games, and now it's now that he went off to Miami, it's like we're just trying to get back to the Halfley days. It seems like. So,
yeah.
All right, time to turn the page to basketball, I guess. I don't know if that's more fun or not, but
hey, they just won 2 games. Come on.
We talked about this. We almost I would say this. We went on a 2.5
almost 3 wins in a row
streak there. 2.5 win streak there. And then that other half kind of fell off.
Yeah, Jack, what do you think about it? I know we haven't talked.
No, that was a hilarious second half. I mean, I was like silently watching in my apartment. I went to the gym. I was watching the second half, and that's when the whole I think when Shaw had like he pushed the guy totally flopped and called the flagrant on him, which was ridiculous. But that totally changed that game. Like, so I mean, they were up 11.5, so they had already made a run, which I don't think was unexpected, or I was expecting a run at some point. But I mean, that was ridiculous. And then like the timeout situation at the end where Luka called the timeout, which is just reflects poorly on Earl, of course. And then it's another brutal game. I mean, the Syracuse and the Notre Dame game. I don't know if you guys talked about that last week. But yeah, I mean, those were like Syracuse was just like a fun game. Like Conti looked packed. Went to overtime. It was great.
Finally won an overtime game.
Yeah, they finally got one. I mean, Donald. I feel bad for Donald. I mean, I don't know what happened. He added he always had a hitch to his shot, but now it's
gotten worse.
Now every free throw is like
it's gotten worse, but now on the threes, I feel like it's not as bad, but it's still
no, I've seen that.
Still there on the free throws.
He has some threes where they just miss poorly, but when he hits them, it looks fine. Like it looks like how it looked last year.
They've gotten better, but
I do wonder what he'll do like next year. I think because he has another year of eligibility. I
bet he will transfer. That's my guess.
But yeah, I mean, Fred Payne's looked awesome. Kapke's looked good in spots.
Yeah.
Aiden Shaw, he starts for us. I could totally I remember being pumped because Mizzou fans were sad to see him leave, but he's just made to be like a bench player on a good team. I feel like he just brings a spark that I feel like is great when it looks good in short spurts, but I don't think it's meant to play 35 minutes a game.
Probably not.
But yeah, I mean, it was a fun stretch. Like Mac, you said 2.5 games, but the next 3, we were talking about this before the show. You got ranked Virginia, you're at Duke, and then you're playing a good Miami team before playing the 2 California schools. So it's a tough stretch coming up for them.
Brutal.
I mean,
pretty brutal.
I don't know if Earl's done enough to save his job. We've been talking about his job for a year and a half now. I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean. It was nice to see some life from them last week. I mean, we'll see.
If they make the ACC tournament, Jack, do you think that's enough, or do you think?
I think so. Yeah, I think there's gonna.
The thing is, we're not talking about a normal school here. It's the bar is so low.
Yeah.
And also, it depends. I feel like there's so many other factors too. Just he's on a big long contract. Who else is out there?
Exactly.
On the market.
It's not like the season's been catastrophically bad. I mean, it hasn't been good by any means, but there's been a lot of blown losses, but somehow it's still, I feel like it's not rock bottom by any means, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the ACC standings before we got on, and we are technically for now 13th, so we're in the tournament.
Yeah, they're not last.
But I mean, checking in 3 games, we'll see where we're at. But
exactly.
I think Matt, to answer your question, I think if they make the ACC tournament, it's going to be enough to justify another year.
For BC standards, probably, yeah. But, you were at the presser, though, after Notre Dame, Jack. Were you able to go on to that? Luka's or Earl Grant's response to the Luka question, were you guys able to ask about that?
So I asked him. Yeah, I asked him what, or I don't think that was my question. Someone else asked him about the Luka timeout, and I think he said it. It was a bad quote by him. It's we thought we had a timeout, and of course that was received poorly. I really think that was probably him just covering for Luka. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just him taking the fall, which makes sense. I actually don't think that loss. I don't think Earl did anything catastrophic.
I mean, they were probably gonna lose anyway. It kind of sucks that happened. It reflects really poorly on him, but they were still down when that happened.
Yeah, I mean, and also Virginia, Notre Dame's they're not a bad team. They took Virginia. They took Virginia to the brink.
It was a really winnable game though. They had only had one ACC win before that. That's the thing about those past 3 games. The Syracuse game.
Yeah.
The Notre Dame game. Which one am I missing in between them?
Notre Dame, Syracuse. Before that?
What was the middle one?
Pitt.
Pitt, yeah. All 3 of those games were super winnable and losable. BC,
competitive.
The Syracuse Pitt games, if 1 or 2 things don't go their way, they lose. And then in the Notre Dame game, if one more thing goes their way, they win. So those were like so I think the fact that they went 2-1 in that stretch is a win, number one. And number two, obviously, the whole timeout fiasco kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth with it. But I still, for some reason, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's not, I feel like it doesn't change much at all. You know what I mean? Like it stinks that happened.
Yeah, I think the bigger story from that game, like not as much of a story that can be with BC basketball, was some of the officiating down the stretch. I think Earl, he commented on.
Yeah, I mean Notre Dame 4 straight free throws with that flagrant with
the 4 straight free throws. The ball
4 straight
crazy.
free throws. Yeah, that flipped the game.
Yeah, no, but I agree with you. Like for the season being what it is, a 2-1 stretch there is like about what you can hope for.
Yeah,
and then of course you got like the gauntlet coming up now. So I mean,
and if they can win one of the next 3, I mean, I think
that'd be awesome. I don't think they will.
I don't think they will. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I could see them fighting against Virginia. I mean, Duke, they won't have a chance at Cameron Indoor. But
at home this Saturday, Virginia just gets in one of those shooting slumps because they're a shooting team. If you can get in like a shooting slump, maybe an upset, but
yeah, I could semi see that. I forget if Miami's a road game or not, but I think
it's home. I'll be there for that.
Oh, nice.
You'll be there for that?
Yeah, I'm going up.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can get one of Miami and Virginia, that'd be fucking awesome. But
yeah,
you take whatever you can get at this point,
Yeah, so I guess we'll see with them. I mean, it's been a tough season. I think we said this last week, Mac. They've lost 3 games in overtime. There's been 10 games that they've lost by, or not 10 games, like 7 games they've lost by 10 points or less. So it's just another one of those where BC struggles to close games. It was against Notre Dame. I mean, they were up, Jack, you said it, up 11.5. But I don't think anyone watching that game thought, it wasn't going to be a close game when the buzzer sounded, because they're known for playing these close games and blowing leads.
I'll say this, Jack, is that like they have been competitive. It's hard to wrap my brain around the season because like you watch the last couple games and they have been competitive.
Yeah.
I know you said, okay, it's not like this is a disaster season, but they've had disaster moments and like disaster games. And like, I think for fans or people that have followed this team, it's tough to follow because you just have these, like I was at the Central Connecticut game where they just like Central Connecticut is not a good, like they're a horrible team. And like, there's no way that even should have been a competitive game and they end up losing. And it's just, it's tough to be like, okay, this is the program. When you have a game like that, it's just it's really tough for fans to like, at least for me, to wrap my brain around like this team and then to continue to follow it, where it's like, okay, then you compete against, these other teams that are in your conference and you just blow it in different ways. But I don't know. It's tough. It's just tough for fans, I think, because it's not like they're horrible, but like they've had horrible games and you're sitting here just like, okay, hopefully we make the tournament and Earl probably won't leave. And this is just what our kind of future entails until we're able to have an off season. That's really where I'm at least.
15% now. So, things could change.
Yeah. 15%. It's a lot of money, to be honest, for at least for BC standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
About just before we go, about that 21 million, was there a number that was floated around last season for the revenue, and we just didn't?
It was like $1 million less.
I was like, I feel like I remember like 20 million.
It was like 20 million.
Number getting floated around.
But BC, I don't know if BC ever like announced that number. Like that was just the college sports general, for everyone.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What the revenue sharing was, it was like 20 million. But
the rumors last year were like that.
The settlement,
was like significantly less than 21. It was like,
but like there was no confirmation BC was like going up to that amount. That's the maximum you can go to. BC never said that they were doing that. Now it's like, okay, we know they're at the max.
Now we know they're maxing out, and they're basically maxing out their allocation to football and basketball.
Yeah.
And then, so that's good to know. But now I agree.
Step 1 is complete. Step 2.
Yeah.
All the other steps.
Step 2.
Yeah.
That's all I got for basketball, guys. I can't really talk about basketball too much for me.
I'm good for about 10 minutes there. That's it from me. Do you guys have you guys been paying attention to hockey at all? I saw that I think we're second in the Hockey East.
Yeah,
I'm not the guy for
anything
this.
I'm not the guy. We're gonna have to have our Eagles Daily hockey guy on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Anthony in a while.
Yeah,
He's
we're
doing
gonna have
all
Anthony on. Just to give us fellas an update that aren't. I love hockey, but I don't follow BC hockey too much. I know the Beanpot's coming up soon, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday.
I always watch a Beanpot.
Monday, usually on
Monday. It's always a Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, as a Bostonian, I love that. And for BC hockey, I love that graphic they put up. It's like for Boston fans. I mean, I think like 6 or 7 BC players have been already drafted by the Bruins. So at least for the city of Boston,
Higgins and
all that.
The other guy, I'm gonna expose
one guy from Harvard, one guy from BU, and then like 6 or 7 from BC. So that's all I got for hockey. I just follow it from a NHL perspective. The only other thing on my sports brain was, of course, this is maybe interesting for us because we're all media members. But the Bill Belichick
oh yeah, that was
snub basically this week, which I know all the media is talking about. It's not a good look on media, and it's not a good look obviously on the Hall of Fame, and it's just it's an interesting one because Jack, I know you're an Eagles fan, but I feel like the consensus is that, I mean, you can hate him all you want, but like, how can you, as a media member, not put him in unanimously? It's pretty nuts at this point to do that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you think that he was carried by the greatest quarterback of all time, I mean, yeah, he won 6 Super Bowls.
It was. I think it was like Spygate and Deflategate. That was the.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it does feel. It does feel.
I feel like I'm a media member though. And that's my reasoning. If my reasoning is Spygate and I'm making him wait a year, then come out like publicly and write your article about it.
People have been like, yeah, I didn't vote for him because I wanted these older guys who haven't gotten in yet. Someone was like, yeah, I voted for Robert Kraft over him. Some people have come out and said like, why?
Okay, they're just like admitting that they're stupid.
And it's just like, yeah, but still, like,
yeah,
I don't know. You should have. I think Eli Manning should. We should be talking about how Eli Manning didn't make it.
That's crazy too. Yeah, he won 2 of them over Bill.
Yeah. I mean, that is crazy, but that's my guy. So
talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I mean, I can talk about this stuff all day, but as far as BC, I think that's a wrap. Any other last words as far as where we're at? I think we're doing pretty good. Nice schedule. It might be a rough season, but at least we got some nice home games. And everything's kind of changing. There's a lot of changes, and we'll continue to cover it. But any last words?
No, I'm excited for spring ball. See what these guys actually look like. But that's it for me.
I saw Todd Interdonato was voted last on the ACC baseball coaching poll.
Oh,
about that.
Oh,
bird ball.
Yeah.
Bird ball is looking a little rough too. Another thing that I love baseball too, but I don't follow the.
Nick Wang had a big fall supposedly.
Oh,
he's back.
Is he still on the team?
Still on the team.
Damn.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
Wang ball.
Yeah,
I love it. Eagles Weekly. You can follow our podcast, eaglesweekly.com. And of course, we're all writers here for Eagles Daily. So please go to eaglesdaily.com and subscribe to this YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Yeah. See you guys.